Earlier explained his approach to comedy and life, which in a nutshell is let it all hang out. That attitude stood him in good stead back in March when he made believers out of a lot of jaded industry domos at Comic Relief. Once again, Rick Ducommun.
Bush is having trouble. He thought after he beat Dukakis so soundly he was going to have a cakewalk, and he did beat Dukakis. But Dukakis did not defend himself. You see, Bush's first ad came out, it said, Dukakis furloughed a guy, and while he was out, he murdered a pregnant woman. Dukakis didn't say anything. Bush's next ad was, matter of fact, Dukakis drove him over there. Helped him jimmy the window, gave him a bath. Oh, man. It's an insane world we're living in. It really is. $20 million. This ex-lover of Rock Hudson's got $20 million. If I'd have known there was this kind of money in being gay, ladies and gentlemen.
On the cutting edge with Rick Ducommun. Rick told me a couple of weeks back that's the direction he's now taking because that's what comedy is or should be all about.
That's the thrill for me. You know, to stand in front of that many people and do something that you have no idea whether it'll work or not, just your instinct. It's like skydiving. Really, it's like getting on a motorcycle and jumping 20 cars. I mean, it's just the adrenaline rush and for me, it's replaced alcohol and cigarettes and food and all that. It's just, it's you know, stand-up comedy is the last bastion of free speech in the world. I can stand up there and I can say anything I want about anyone I want at any time I want. Anybody. I mean, literally, Karen Carpenter or Bush or Reagan or cancer or anything. And I'm not going to waste that. I'm not going to go up there and do jokes that I've done 1,000 times about dating. Because that's a precious, I don't know how much time I'm going to have. I mean, who knows what's going to happen to us tomorrow or the day after or my career or, you know, not even me personally, but the business or what it is. I mean, right now I know I have a chance to get up there and do stuff that's risky and fun and you know.
And be well paid for it.
And be well paid for it. Isn't that incredible?
No.
That's the scary part because, and don't tell any of these people, you know, who I'm going to depend on hiring me here and who are writing my checks for this thing, but I do this for free. I did it for free. I had a business, you know, I had a business that you know, I had stores in Saskatoon and Regina and Calgary and Vancouver, Victoria, you know, and I was making a living and I just did this as my hobby, and I think that's where my attitude comes from too, is I just segued into this is still a hobby for me. When I have a bad day, I can't wait to get on that stage because that's my macrame or my fishing or my, you know, it's where I crave to go.
I hate cats. Cats and dogs, I don't know. You can tell the difference in the attitude. They all make a mess in the house. Eventually, you're going to lock them in. You got to leave them. You got to go somewhere. They're going to take a dump somewhere in the house. Now, a dog, you come in, the dog will go, I held him as long as I could. It's in the bathroom. I tried to get it in the bowl. My ass just wasn't high enough. It's really bad. I'd beat me now and beat me after you see it, too. The cat does that, and the cat, you come in, the cat goes, yeah. Pinched a loaf. Somewhere. Just can't seem to remember where. I know it's around somewhere. Why don't you get on your hands and knees and sniff on it for a while? Thank you, kitty. Men like dogs. Men don't like cats. The reason is, women don't understand. When a man is alone in a room with the cat always does something he knows he's not supposed to do. Like rip up the drapes, right? And it's always like, rip, 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 rip. Rippity rip, rippity rip, rippity rippity rip. And then they look at the man and go, hey, what are you going to do about it, asshole? You're going to chase me? Yeah, we better get a broom. I'm going under the couch for about a week. Yeah, men like dogs. Let's be honest. A man likes a dog because a man can beat the crap out of a dog. In fact, I'll come home, my dog will say to me, ooh, you had a hard day, Rick? Ooh, would you feel a bit better if you slapped me around a bit?
You know, I've been beat up my whole life. Not physically beat up, but just no one got the joke. I've been sort of, you know, beat up my whole life for trying to be funny. you know, and cops didn't get it, and you know.
They're always the last, aren't
they're
they?
the last. And teachers, no sense of humor, you know. They couldn't just say, Rick burnt the lab down. They got to go into the stench of burning flesh, and the teacher will never see again. Oh, geez, spare me the details. You know, they're so maudlin. But, you know, and they, you know, and then finally, you know, I was telling somebody a while ago about the first time I went on stage, and I stood up there, and all these people gave me their attention, and they laughed. Wow. And I went, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps now telling you about it. Really, I mean, to someone who, you know what it would be like? It would be like, see, when you're born in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, there is no, comedian isn't on the list. Rock star isn't on the list. Actor isn't on the list. So when they ask you things you want to do, it's a lot of good, noble careers, but it's like take over your father's business, go to Saskatoon and study to be a doctor or a lawyer, or be a farmer, or own a retail store, or, you know, or work at the mill. But I didn't want any of those things. And it would be like someone picking up two sticks, and until they were like 25 years old, pounding a log, and then all of a sudden when they were 25 years old, someone said, come here, and sat them down in front of a set of drums, or sat them down in front of a piano. And they went, wow, this is just something that I had fantasized could happen. But someone did this and invented this. And all of a sudden, it was like my personal little fantasy come true. These guys had set up clubs and microphones and lights and got a crowd in there to do nothing but watch me and listen to my stuff.
Cats think they can do anything just because they're cats. This is why you see them dead on the road all the time. You know, they're standing on the shoulder going, I can make it. And there's dogs in the bushes going, they'll stop for you. Thank you. You guys have been so great. Thank you very much.
That's our special guest, Rick Ducommun, two-time veteran of Just for Laughs in '86 and again in '89. Boy, he's come a long way from the flatlands of Saskatchewan to the hills of Hollywood. A funny footnote, you know, he told me as a kid he was influenced and inspired by Nestor Pister, the Ukrainian alter ego of Don Ast out in Vegreville, Alberta. Real Canadiana. I still get a kick out of Nestor with the accent and his peculiar way with words.